Hey everybody, I'm Alex Pearl, and this is Alex Smells. Distinctly unnatural? Today I'm going to be yammering on about J'adore by the House of Dior. J'adore was launched back in 1999, and the nose behind J'adore is Khalees Baker. Now you might remember Khalees Baker by such scents as Tommy Girl for Tommy Hilfiger, Donna Karan's Gold, and Bora Bora for Liz Claiborne. The batch code for this larger bottle that I have is 7C01, and when I found that bottle it also came with this kind of cool looking travel spray that's refillable. Ooh, ah. The batch code on the travel spray bottle was 7E05. The main accords that my nose picks up on are white flora, something like an aquatic accord, sharp greenery, and cool fruit. By that I mean things like melon and pear. There are quite a lot of listed notes, so bear with me. Top notes of pear, melon, magnolia, peach, orange, and bergamot. The middle notes are listed as jasmine, lily of the valley, tuberose, freesia, rose, orchid, plum, and violet. And the base notes are listed as white musk, vanilla, blackberry, and cedar. And that all sounds really nice, but what notes do I actually pick up on? So the notes that I get are some sort of pear or melon, some sort of like fresh, cool fruit. I get an aquatic note that's sort of Febreze and chemical, but it's fresh. I get nondescript white flora. I'm sure it's something that's supposed to give the impression of jasmine, but it's not specific. I do get something sharp and greenish, something almost like a hairspray note, like a hyacinth. Hyacinth isn't listed in the notes, but that's what I'm getting. I get maybe some sort of distant, almost sweetness-ish from something like violet, and I do get some of the white musk. Here's the problem though, I don't get a lot of things. I don't get a lot of things that were listed in the notes. They just do not come across to me. I was promised fleshy, rich, juicy fruits like apricot and plum. Where's the apricot and plum? I'm getting none of that here. Also, blackberry was supposed to be in there. I am getting zero blackberry off of this. There's no cedar, there's no, I mean, if there is any sort of woods, it's like the most pale, anemic woods. I'm not getting a lot that was promised to me in the listed notes. J'adore comes across as more sharp than sweet, and not as inviting and warm as I thought it was gonna be at all. Some of the descriptors that come to mind when I smell it or I'm wearing it are chemical, astringent, sharp, unnatural, clean, which is kind of good, right? That's something positive. Artificial, cold, sterile, and indistinct. There are notes here, but it's not something that I can clearly pick out. They're muddled to me. And it might sound a bit weird to you, but there was this comparison that ran through my head of J'adore and this bad boy, Sauvage. Not necessarily because they smell anything alike, but because of their chemical nature and the fact that they're both clean, but there's something distinctly unnatural there, and it's because this guy leans heavily on ambroxan. It almost seems like Sauvage was a more stereotypically masculine-leaning equivalent by the House of Dior, and J'adore was its equally sort of cold synth, stereotypically femme counterpart. They don't smell alike, but there is something of a similarity between the two of them. I do like Sauvage much better though. If I wanted to reach for something that was more sharp greenery that I enjoy, I would go for something like Silence. I have a more of a personal taste for Silence, and some people are gonna read me and be like, oh, you've got cheap taste. Well, too bad. I mean, hell, I'd even take White Diamonds over this, and White Diamonds ain't all that bad. I kinda like it. What's wrong with some CIVET? CIVET. Yeah, you know what I prefer as far as white flora goes? I prefer creamy white flora. Give me something heavy and heady like a Mahora any day. I love this lady. This one's excellent. I know there's a lot of hate out there for Mahora, but this is white flora that I could do all day. I'm sure you've all seen this bottle 1.5 million times. I'm not even gonna pretend like the bottle isn't gorgeous. And the marketing campaign. Can we talk about that for a minute? Marketing versus reality, because it's a thing. Part of what roped me into buying it was the hype, the marketing. Everybody remembers Charlize Theron in that iconic layered gold beaded necklace. And that fantastic gold glowing dress that she's wearing in the ad, and she's walking down that hallway, it might have been Versailles or something like that, and she's ripping off the necklace and she's tearing off the dress and like, oh, I'm too hot for clothes, to hell with that. And that grabbed me. I was like, oh, what is this? The color palette was warm, there was a lot of excitement, there was a lot of movement, sexiness, and guess what? None of that is in this fragrance. None of that. Did I want to rip off a necklace? Did I want to flip out while walking down a hallway in heels? Of course. Who doesn't want that? Is this scent going to compel me to do that? No, that's not happening. Not today. Not with this. Oh no. The thing that kept going through my mind was you were sold this scent based on the idea of editorial fashion and like red hot passion. And guess what? The reality is J'adore, at least to my nose, is less editorial and more janitorial. As far as the scent goes, I'm going to give it a D. J'adore is clean, that's true, but it's something that I'd rather use as like a room air freshener than actually have on my body. I just don't personally like it. I find it mildly aesthetically displeasing if it's on me. But as far as a room spray goes, it's fine. As far as longevity goes, I'd give it a C. J'adore does last a good long time. It hangs around in clothes very well, but it's totally linear. There is no reveal, which is kind of funny because again, like I said, in the marketing, there's all this like ripping off the clothes and stuff, and you'd think like maybe there's going to be a reveal in the scent. Maybe it's going to change as it dries down. Nope. Totally linear. As far as projection goes, it's good. It projects within an arm's length. I would give it a C. Overall, I'd give J'adore a D. Sadly, this is something that I would not buy again. This is something that I'm going to use up as a room spray and then maybe keep the bottle around for kicks because it's cute, but I'm never gonna pick this up again, and I'm not gonna wear it on myself. Thank you very much. However, that little refillable travel spray that I have looks super cool, and there is a friend of mine from work, Jeff, who may be watching this. Hello, Jeff. And I'm going to give him the travel spray. So you have fun with that, because he's, you know, big on labels. People might say that it's blended well. They're going to say that it's high fashion, but to me, the notes of J'adore are indistinct, and it leaves me cold. It smells and feels more like expensive, high-end Febreze that you'd use as a body spray, and that's not particularly appealing to me. Well, it just goes to show you that you can pay more and not necessarily get more for it. J'adore to me was a bit of an antithesis to something like a Ciara. Ciara is a cheapie but goodie. It doesn't cost a lot, but it's so much better than the price point. And J'adore, I freaked out over the marketing. I loved the marketing. I loved the bottle. I loved all of the romance of the scent, but the reality was like, nah. And that's about all that I got for J'adore. So thanks again for watching. Have fun out there. Stay safe. I love ya, and good night. I'm glad that I got through one take when I was able to say, I like creamy white flora without laughing, because you start saying it and it's immediately funny. But I do, it smells so good. It's so good. I don't know what that was. But it kind of looked good. What was that? I don't know. Done. I'm done.